Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we're gonna light it up tonight. We're gonna light it up tonight. We're gonna light it up just like the sunrise. We're gonna light it up now. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we're gonna light it up tonight. We're gonna light it up tonight. We're gonna light it up just like the sunrise. We're gonna light it up now.
Well, hello there. Hello there. The music was going to go off after the song that time. So welcome in, everybody. I was caught off a little bit there by the intro, but welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Hopefully you guys had a great Labor Day and you're back, into work. I know that sucks, but you are here and you're here for a live, and we're going to make it as entertaining as possible. So welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you guys today. It is September the 2nd already. This is my last month. I'm going to say this all month. Well, for the next month and a half. So just be prepared. Just be prepared. Okay. After the month and a half is over with and it passes, I'll go back to my old natural self. But this is my last month of my 30s. So, yeah, there's that. There's that. I was walking the dogs today and I was thinking about that. I was like, oh, wow, it's September 2nd. Your birthday's in October. So I'm like, Vincent's like, you're making it such a big deal about it. I said, you're 36. You don't count. You can't count right now. So just figured I'd tell you guys that you'll be hearing about that for a little bit. But after my birthday, I'm sure I'll be fine. But welcome in. My name is Tanya, or Titanium Bill. It's good to see everybody today. It's good to see you guys. Hey, baby girl. Hey, ladybug. I saw Mary Beth's in here. Ashley Higgins, why aren't you green? Oh my good gosh. Hey, Crystal Burns. I don't think that you'll lose it. But if you don't use it, you'll lose it. I don't know. I think it just keeps it, I think it keeps it for a while. I think you're good. But I don't know how long. I should know that. I should know that as a creator, how long because I remember before somebody renewed a couple months later, and it took them back to where they were, maybe where they would have been. Maybe it wasn't the extra 2 months, but yeah. So I forgot to pin actually the link to the chat. I do it every night. Okay, so I'm going to pin the link. And I told Vincent earlier and he forgot. I said, you have one more day to get these guys some emojis. I'll get you some emojis. We'll figure it out together. I just know the pictures have to be small. And I did it once. I could do it again. I did the Joseph Scott Morgan one. I could do it again. I'll figure it out because I need to get you guys some new titanium arms for your months because a lot of you guys are over the 12-month mark and that's what we have up to. So, you know. Baby girl, really? You're 40? You'll be 41 in November? Well, happy early birthday. Really, Crystal? Look at that. Birthday. We're birthday friends. Not quite twins, but birthday friends. I have a lot of friends like that I used to work with. We worked in a restaurant together and all of our birthdays were in October. It was funny. It was funny because we were all the ones that were like 21, 22, like around that age, 23. And we were all ready to party, you know, we were all ready to go out and do stuff. So it was fun. It was fun. And I know that your birthday's in October, Ashley, with me. Now, General Aries. Look at you. Hey, Aries, how you doing? And welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. And like I said, if you are new to the channel, my name is Tanya or Titanium Built. Thank you for joining me today. I do appreciate it. We're going to go over some stuff that's going on in the Suzanne Morphew case. We've covered this case pretty extensively, I feel like, on the channel, but I feel like we'll start and then we, you know, like, I don't know, it's me. It's not you. We start, like, I'm the one that does it. I start it and then we'll go through a little bit and then like we'll go through the whatever's like up to date, you know, we'll get up to date and then we don't hear anything and nothing happens in the case for a while. So it kind of goes to the side and then something will happen months later. So I'm going to try to like get everybody's like everybody up to par on this whole case and we're going to do it together. But I guess I can go back up to the top. I was trying to read and do a bunch of stuff today. So I'm sorry if I'm all over the place tonight. Forgive me this evening. I was trying to get Vincent ready for his first day of work tomorrow. I feel like I'm sending my boy off to school. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. I was going I was gonna like, I have this chalkboard and I was gonna like write first day of work on it and make him stand with it. Should I do it? I should. I need my sign. Okay. I'm gonna write it down. I hope I don't forget. Somebody remind me. Don't forget your sign because it'll be really funny. I think he'll be cute sitting next to it. But anyway, sorry about that. But we're going to talk about Suzanne Morphew tonight. And actually, before we get to this, I was going to put up some pictures of Suzanne. Mostly, a lot of her pictures obviously are going to have, you know, Barry in them. Unfortunately, we're going to have to look at him as we look at her. But she's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I'm going to give you just a synopsis of the case, and then we're going to go and we're going to deep dive into it. So the Suzanne Morphew case involves the disappearance and subsequent murder investigation of Suzanne Morphew, who was a 49-year-old mother of two from Colorado. Sorry, my voice is going out there. She actually vanished on Mother's Day, on or about Mother's Day of 2020, while reportedly going for a bike ride. Her husband, Barry Morphew, became the prime suspect, leading to his arrest in 2021 for murder charges. I don't know if I have a picture of his arrest or not. I don't. But those charges were dismissed in 2022 due to prosecutorial issues. But the discovery of Suzanne's remains in 2023 reunited the case. That's when we kind of started covering the case on this channel. An autopsy in 2024 ruled her death a homicide, citing the presence of an animal tranquilizer, and it's known as BAM. And that was in her system. And Barry is the only person in the state that had access as a private citizen to that tranquilizer. So they found that in her system. Barry used it for sedating deer. So then forensic evidence showed or suggested her body was moved post-mortem, possibly multiple times. And it was buried in a shallow grave about 50 miles from the home that they lived. and it was called the Boneyard, where they found her. Barry maintains his innocence, with the defense citing the investigation as biased, of course. In June 2025, a grand jury re-indicted him on first-degree murder charges, leading to his arrest in Arizona. Key evidence includes a needle cap from a tranquilizer dart found in the family dryer, Barry's history with BAM, deleted text showing marital strife, and an unidentified male DNA that they found in her vehicle and on her gear that she had. So her brother has been very vocal, describing Barry today as a soulless predator and opposing his release, because he did go to court for a status hearing today. So that's where we're at with the case. And here's one more picture that I had pulled up. That's her with her daughters. And then I'm just editing some stuff. Let me exit out that too. Okay, so let's go over here and let's read a little bit about Suzanne. And let me get me on the screen. That's a little, well, that's not enough. I'm like, that's a little too much. That's not enough. Let's see where it'll be just right. Okay. There we go. I feel like I'm missing like a light behind me, but I'm not. I think Vincent was messing with my stuff today. Okay. So the first time that they were going to prosecute this case, it was going to be a no body case. And then they found her body in 2023. I think I want to say we started covering this case right before they found her remains. Or maybe I was just following it as privately, but maybe we weren't doing it on the channel yet. But we have covered it pretty extensively. But I feel like I said, we'll get to, a point, and then nothing happens for a while. And then I feel like the story, people tend to forget things, right? So, okay. I'm trying to get this fan on me the right way. So, oh, and you know what? I cleaned my glasses and everything tonight before I came on the live. Now, I don't want to say I'm an overachiever, but I mean, that's like overachiever status right there. So Suzanne Renee Mormon, born on Suzanne Morphew was her name, but this was her maiden name. Born on April 30th, 1971. Suzanne was the fourth child. She had one sister and two brothers. David, born in 1955, and Andrew, born in 1962. Their dad owned Jean's Root Beer in Anderson, Indiana. Suzanne was just 9 years old when her parents divorced. And her mom took a job with an optometrist fitting eyeglasses. And it was a job that she loved to do. Kidding me? I clean these things. It seems like they're smudged. I don't know. That would be a fun job, fitting people for eyeglasses, I feel like. Suzanne graduated from Alexandra Monroe High School in 1989 and went on to Purdue University, earning a degree in elementary education and graduating in 1994. So she had her own degree. Suzanne and Barry Morphew grew up in the same hometown of Alexandria, Indiana, and met in high school. Suzanne was 23 years old when she married Barry Morphew on August 5th, 1994, shortly after graduating from Purdue and earning her degree. They were married 6 years before welcoming their daughters into the world. Mallory was born July 4th, 1999, and Macy on August 28th, 2003. Wow, very young. July 4th, and little July 4th baby. The mother of two went missing on Mother's Day, May 10th, 2020, and hadn't been seen since until her body was found September 22nd, 2023, about 50 miles away from her home. So I'm going to keep going in like the order that we're going in, and try not to go ahead. And Willows, I saw you said something and I forgot to look at your comment. Let me go back up really quick. Have you heard that Law and Crime has brought the rights to Idaho? Really? Well, yeah. Well, shoot. We'll see if they. I'll tell you if they go to clip my video. But I think we paused it pretty good. I want to say I talked through it pretty good. Like I talked over it. So we'll see. But thank you for letting me know. Look at them being sneaky snakes. I mean, they did buy it though. We did show it. But I mean, I always put it in my description and stuff. So they're usually okay. But I don't know. Not when it comes to Idaho 4 content. It's been crazy. So they found her on September 22nd, 2003. So she went missing in 2020. They didn't find her until 2023. If I was Barry, I mean, because everything that we know with the evidence and stuff, and I want you guys to make your own decisions, but it seems to be Barry that did this. He got away with it for a little while, and I would think that he probably, other than he was arrested, in 2021, I mean, he was let go. He probably thought they'll never find her and I'll never see this charge. But that's not how it went. That's not how it went at all. So through this this website, we're going to see like a couple different timelines, and we're going to go through them all. Like one will be over in like Suzanne, and one will be over like Suzanne and Barry and stuff like that. So we'll go through them, and we won't be able to we won't get through this whole website probably tonight because it's a lot, but we will get through most of what we need to do. And I do have for like next lives, we can go through some of the documents that have come out. We have went over some of them, but we haven't been over all of them. And I do have some places marked on the Google Maps to show you. Yeah. Okay. And then I have the outcome of today's hearing. Don't let me forget to tell you the outcome of today's hearing. Wouldn't that be funny? Everybody comes here for an update, and I don't give you guys the update. That would be good. Wow. I wonder if they'll go back. Hey, Tony. How you doing? So, Suzanne Morphew timeline. Barry Morphew was arrested and charged with first-degree murder in connection with his wife's disappearance in May 2021. Days before he was set to stand trial in April 2022, all charges were dropped. On June 18th, 2025, a grand jury indicted Barry Morphew for the murder of Suzanne. So, August 5th, 1994, Suzanne marries Barry Morphew. They eventually, 6 years later, they have 2 daughters, Macy and Mallory. Mallory was born July 4th, 1999, and Macy on August 28th, 2003. December 1999, Barry and Suzanne purchase 26040 Cal Carson Road, Arcadia, Indiana. And maybe I put that in wrong, the address. 26040. That's the right one. Okay. So when I put this address in, Arcadia, I'm going to make sure. Maybe no, that's not it. Hold on. So watch, okay. I'm gonna put this back in. And it takes you to like a house, but it's like a field behind the house. So can any of y'all explain this? I mean, maybe I'm just asking you guys because maybe you guys can't. I don't know if it's maybe one of these 2 homes like down through here that they purchased. I'm assuming that it is. I'm assuming it's not this piece of lot that has nothing on it. Because they bought a house, it said, on the road. I'm wondering if this is the road right here. No, it's right here. So it'd have to be like, I'm assuming one of these homes is the first one that they bought. So I just wanted to give you at least show you a roundabout. But I'm like, I don't know. And I don't think it'll like let me drop anything down there. Oh, right here it will. I don't think that's going to do me much good. Unless we can see the mailboxes. Probably not. Okay, so that was one of their first homes. That was their first home. that they bought. This is the house where he dug a hole in the yard and buried everything he didn't want to move to Colorado with. So maybe it was that field. We'll go back over here. Okay. So then in 2003, so that was December 1999. So 2003, Barry started a landscaping business, and Suzanne was a school teacher before leaving the job to raise their two daughters, Mallory and Macy, because she had Macy, I believe, in 2003. Yeah. So she has, their second daughter. She decides to leave her job to raise their two daughters. She wants, be a stay-at-home mom. In November of 2013, so this was 10 years later, Suzanne inherits $208,000 upon the passing of her mother. And then August 2016, Suzanne inherits $217,000 upon the death of her grandmother. And then April 12th of 2018, the Morphews purchase 19057 Puma Path home for $1.5 million. That's a pretty big home. And this is the house. Looks like they have almost a private drive. Very large house. Extremely large. Let's go back. So then in May 2018, so the month after they they purchase this beautiful home, Suzanne's cancer, Hodgkin's lymphoma, returned. So this was her second time having it. June 1st, 2018, Suzanne and Barry moved to Colorado from Indiana, hoping for a fresh start and to be closer to their oldest daughter. And that's when they move into the big house I just showed you. August 14th, 2018, Barry and Lee Morphew started a landscaping business, Sunset Farms, LLC. Wonder who put the money down for that business. Wonder if that was Suzanne. I'm just curious. I'm curious. So then, this is when things get a little sticky. September 2018, Suzanne sends a howdy stranger message to Jeff Leibler, a high school friend. So, we'll come back to that. Well, actually, we're going to visit right now. So November 2018, Suzanne visited her best friend, Sheila Oliver, in Indiana. Suzanne shared intimate details about her failing marriage over text and phone calls. While Suzanne was at Sheila Oliver's house, she had stepped away from her cell phone to use the restroom, and Barry tried calling her several times within a few minutes, then tried calling Sheila, then tried calling Darren. I mean, that's just something else, Really needed to get a hold of her, didn't he? Then December 25th, 2018, Suzanne found Jeff Leibler's LinkedIn account and sent a message. I'm worried sick about you. Are you okay? Leibler responded to the message and they began talking again. First in a platonic way, then their relationship progressed again. Leibler said they communicated through FaceTime, but did not physically see each other in 2018. Now, that's crazy that they did it. If she was all the way out in Indiana. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? She gets a hold of him before the trip, and then she's down there and she doesn't, I don't know. Maybe he's telling the truth. Maybe he's not. It says here, January 2019, during the Mexico trip, Barry took Suzanne's phone to go through. What? Raise your hand if your significant other goes through your phone. He could if he wanted to. I mean, he'll use it. Like today, like I wanted DoorDash, so I gave him the phone because I don't know how to order what we get from Chipotle. It's like a weird order, you know what I mean? So I handed it to him. I have no problem with that. But like, you know, your relationship's in trouble if your significant other's going through your phone. Like, I got to go through your phone. I'd be like, bye. It says here that Suzanne was on the beach in Mexico listening to music on her phone, and Barry was suspicious of her. She handed her phone over to Barry and told him, do whatever you want, go through it. February 11th through the 14th, 2019, Suzanne in New Orleans with Jeff Leibler. They met up in New Orleans while he was there for a conference. I wonder what her excuses were, like to leave to go to New Orleans, right? I mean, if you're not teaching anymore, you can't say it's for work. So what would you say? I'm going with friends? I don't know. I'm going to fix my chair. Sorry. I got to go down before I can bring it all the way up. I need it to go all the way up. There we go. Felt like I was sitting on the floor there. So in February, the 11th through the 14th of February, 2019, Suzanne's in New Orleans with Jeff. It says while he was there for a conference. So like he had an excuse, but like, I don't know. I wonder what the excuse was. Hey, King B. Johnson, welcome in. But through your computer, oh, man, if Vincent ever went through my computer, he'd probably call the psychiatric ward. Ashley said, I'm going to New Orleans. You son of a bitch. See you when I get back. I'm just curious. Like, yeah, I'm curious, like what she said. She would be able to say, though, like maybe that she had a friend with cancer and like that person lived there, and like, hey, I'm going to visit my cancer buddy. Like that could be a reason. Like, I'm just wondering. I'm just curious. I'm like, because he was probably on to her, but I don't think she cared. I think she checked out at that point. April of 2019, Suzanne with Jeff Leibler in Indiana. So then in July of 2019, oh yeah, she was checked out. Suzanne and Leibler meet up in Michigan. So February, so you got January, okay, January, nothing, but February, April, and July. So what? February, a couple months in between each time. So yeah. Suzanne and Leibler meet up in Michigan again. Barry called Sheila Oliver while Suzanne was in Michigan visiting her father, wanting to know why Suzanne wasn't returning his calls. Like, how is her friend going to know? Wow, you're weird, Barry. Oh, Sheila. I would like to talk to Sheila. She's probably got stories for days. October 2019, Leibler and Suzanne in Dallas. They're just here, there, and everywhere. Jeff Leibler had a sales meeting. Oh, he had a sales meeting in Dallas, and Suzanne was traveling to Phoenix. So she was already traveling. She left a day early and went through Dallas, staying at the same hotel Leibler stayed, the Galleria in northern Dallas, with the ice rink inside. Oh, pretty. Suzanne and Leibler spent 2 nights at the Galleria. Suzanne was going to the Phoenix conference to become a certified fitness instructor with the mindset of, what am I going to do if I leave him? Well, you take half his business. I mean, and you probably paid for it, and you take your whatever you saved back. I don't know. She talked to Leibler about Barry's moods and anger, saying as long as he gets what he wants, everything's fine. Oh, man. I mean, that type of person that's like, if they get their way, then they're good. As long as it's going their way. Leibler said he and Suzanne had a mutual understanding not to dive too much into the problems they had with their spouses. So then November 30th, 2019, Barry gets a second phone. December 2019, Suzanne and Leibler stopped talking on the phone because she is afraid Barry will find out. We can't use the phone anymore. He watches everything I do, and I'm afraid he's gonna find out. Suzanne mentioned an incident when she was at the beach in Mexico listening to music on her phone, and Barry was suspicious of her. Leibler said she started handing her phone over to him and told him, do whatever you want, go through it. January 2020, Sheila gives Suzanne the spy pen during the trip to Florida. Suzanne sees Leibler and records a conversation with him on this trip. Probably shouldn't have done that. At 9:08 a.m., Suzanne takes a call on speakerphone. She stated, hi, sweetie, I'm good. How about you? Suzanne and Jeff discussing her trip in Florida. She stated that Barry was flying to Florida and she thought, it's just weird stuff. This whole Valentine's Day thing, it's inaudible, but I was kind of happy to hear that because maybe we are just in the clear. Jeff replied, well, like I said, I don't want to be a stressful thing. I just don't. Suzanne stated, Jeff, come on. I'm the one who started the whole ball rolling. She added, I mean, there's a lot that went on last week that I haven't told you about, and not good stuff. So I really think he feels bad about that too. You are not a homewrecker. You are my lover and my sweet friend and the man I love dearly, okay? Jeff stated, I won't. I just want you to be happy. That's all. I don't like Jeff. Suzanne replied, I'm looking at the man who makes me happy. February 2nd, 2020, Suzanne and Sheila Oliver meet up for a girls' Super Bowl weekend. Suzanne talked with Sheila about getting out of her marriage. And then February 4th, 2020, Suzanne with Leibler while she was visiting her father in Florida. So I guess it makes sense. I mean, she could say she's visiting family. March 22nd, 2020, Suzanne placed her recording pen in the truck of Barry as he took a trip to Pueblo. The pen recorded him listening to multiple episodes of Forensic Files, the murder of Vicki Lynn Hoskinson, who went missing after riding her bike. Hoskinson's sister, I don't know if I'm saying that right, finds the bike and discussed it. It was found in the middle of the road. Oh, I remember that story. The little girl, is that the one with the ice cream truck? And like the wheel was still spinning when her sister came and found her? I think, maybe. A phone call is recorded between Barry and Suzanne in which Suzanne calls Barry Shirley, his mother's name, after he tells her how to cook. Ooh. Barry asks Suzanne why she has to be so mean to him. Much of the conversation is unintelligible because of the truck noise. So this is the recording. So it says, recording, Suzanne told Barry the following. So this is all I hear every day. This is all I hear every day. What I'm not. What I should think. I am not listening to that anymore. Listen to me. Listen to me. And the Barry's interrupting. Listen to me. Listen to me. I have lived for years being told how I should feel, how I should act, how I should look, what I should drink, what I shouldn't drink, what I should put in my body, what I shouldn't put in my body. I fell into this. This is not, and then it's undiscernible, controlling, more talking. It's not okay, front and back. So then later in the conversation, Suzanne and Barry are arguing, and Suzanne says, you want me to just Barry? No, I am just asking you to, Suzanne, blindly go into this. And then Barry says to her, you don't have to blindly do anything. I'll make plenty of money this year to pay you back. Suzanne, I don't want to talk about it since you yelled at me the other day. Barry, okay, I will make plenty of money this year, this summer to pay you back, probably within a month. No, you wouldn't. This is something that I told you that was important and you decided to go against my wishes. Get your own damn money. Suzanne later stated, "It's all about money." Then she added, 80% of our arguments are because of money. She added, "It's money. It's about money." At 1 hour, 17 minutes, Barry stated, "If you want your money, I'm going to pay you back. I'm going to make plenty of money. And I told you." He's not giving up. So then April 21st, 2020, when was that? That was March. So then the next month, messages between Suzanne and Leibler. It says, "I want to be with you. I can only be me with you. I love you. I need you. You know, I was born to love you." May 2020, Suzanne told Leibler the girls were going on a camping trip that weekend. Leibler said anytime she was alone with Barry, she dreaded it. Didn't want to be alone with him. Barry refused to go to counseling, though Suzanne offered. Barry told her, you just need to be who you were to me, and everything will be fine." Okay, Barry, you can't go back like on your relationship like that. I didn't either, Janet. I didn't know about the forensic files thing neither. That's what I was going to say. I was like, that's what, when I read it, I was like, what? And I thought I read this whole thing before. No. Yeah, forensic files, listening and about a bicycle. What? You know what I mean? Like, what? I feel like Suzanne was more into Leibler than he was probably into her. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think she wanted more. It's sad. It says May 5th, 2020. And that's Cinco de Mayo. Suzanne drives Macy to Gunnison, Colorado, to meet her other daughter for a road/camping trip through Utah and Idaho with best friend. I would love to do that. That would be so much fun. May 6, 2020, Suzanne let Barry know their marriage was over. At 8:44 a.m., Suzanne sends a text, "Good morning, I miss you already." At 10:17 a.m., Suzanne let Barry know their marriage was over. "I'm done. I could care what you've been up to for years. We just need to figure this out civilly." Barry accused Suzanne of having a boyfriend. 3:51 a.m., Barry texts Suzanne, "I promise you are wrong about all the crazy thoughts about me. Only a fool would stray from an angel like you. When I'm dead, which won't be long, you guys will be taken care of." Did you mean Suzanne will be dead when you said that you would be dead? Because, I mean, it's coming up on that day. You know, I'm just saying. May 7th, 2020, Suzanne sent Macy videos of the cat Lulu from inside the Morphew house and exchanged messages with her. At 4:43 p.m., Suzanne messaged Barry, "Been studying all afternoon. I'm going to bike now. I got veggie soup on for supper." That's weird to me a little. Yeah, she didn't send that message. She didn't send that message. She told him the day before she wants to end their relationship. And now she's saying, "I got veggie soup on for supper. I'm going on a bike ride." No, something's weird. Okay, so then May 8th, 7:02 a.m. Affirmations, really. Suzanne wrote a list of 50 reasons why she wanted to leave the marriage in her notes app. We'll read through those. At 8:43 a.m., Suzanne sent Barry the message, "Sorry I forgot about Rob Measle last night, but I will continue to do our invoicing when you need to." At 9:28 a.m., Suzanne messaged Melinda Malmonk, and that's her sister, I guess. "It's hard dealing with the harsh abrasiveness of having to show respect. He's also been abusive emotionally and physically." So maybe it was her just being, just being nice and, keeping things okay. But I don't think she's going to go on that bike ride. I know on Mother's Day she wasn't. Maybe on the 7th. So then, where were we? Oh, okay. So then at 10 a.m., Suzanne and Barry had a series of phone calls, which ended when Barry texted, "I love you, Suzanne." At 11:30 a.m., Barry came home for lunch and left to change the blade to his Bobcat. At 1:18 p.m., Barry texts Salida, Stove, and Spall about getting the hot tub fixed, asking when he could come out to the home. At 6:30 p.m., Barry and Suzanne at Moonlight Pizza. Suzanne took a pic of Barry at Moonlight Pizza and sent it to her daughters via text. At 7:15 p.m., Suzanne texts to Jeff, "He's gone for a bit." And then at 8:50 p.m., Suzanne Morphew's Facebook code resets. Okay. What's a Facebook code? Was that an older thing they used to do? I feel like put a code in for your Facebook account. Hey, serious? And welcome in, everybody. If you guys don't mind, will you take a second? And if you appreciate the content, just hit the like button. It really helps the channel. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you. We're here every evening. I think I click on these and they'll pull right up. Yeah, so they will. Okay. Let's see. So these are her text messages. Obviously, it says right there in bold letters. But it says text between Suzanne Morphew and a friend in the months before her disappearance revealed ongoing marital issues. Suzanne shared, "I feel no peace when he's here, and I would not feel safe alone with him." On March 25th, 2020, she noted he won't speak of divorce. Days before her disappearance, she texted Barry, "I'm done. We just need to figure this out civilly." So how many is here? We got like 20 some. Let's see. I want to see who she's talking to, but let me. Okay, so I don't know who would be in which color. I'm trying to see. Let me see. Okay, so she's the white, and then whoever she's talking to would be in the blue. It says, "How are things on the home front right now? Any changes?" And then Suzanne, it's writing back and says, "It changes like the wind as usual. Long text this morning of apology and declaration. It's sad. I feel bad. I don't want to cause him to have to do this. There's just become a point that the reality of what's never been there is sobering. And I've accepted what is. He can't change the core person, makes me wonder what the young me was thinking." Well, by your wedding pictures, you look like Barbie and Ken. So I don't know. He probably just, "Hey, Abby Cappy. Hey, Mag Mama." He probably just, just convinced her. So then whoever this person is, they say, does he feel that reality too? She says, "I was a broken girl just looking for stability and no confidence in who I was. He thinks we are great as long as he's getting what he wants. The young us can't see past the outside of things. That's the wisdom." This is the other person. "They told us about we would have till we got older. Wish there was a way to have more of that. More of that in our younger years." Sorry. And then she says, "I have regrets, but Mal and Macy are the sweetest parts to this. No mistakes there." This other person says, "So very true. God's plan, every bit of it. Thank you for asking. How's the remote teaching going?" So going well so far. I think our governor will announce that we are out the rest of the year. Okay, well, that doesn't make sense. So does it just skip? Okay, maybe doing a press conference. He's doing a press conference. And then it just says here, he's not going to be rational. Did something happen yesterday that brought on this, or is this just the everyday normal that is building up and wearing you down? And she says, money stuff, it's sketchy. Her friend says, was he planning on going with Mallory, or was that just a snag of getting someone on his side? And then she says, I need to ask your opinion on it. He also asked me if I'm talking to anyone about our marriage, like friends. And this person says, make sure he doesn't see your phone. You keep it with you. She says, yes. When will you be home? Probably late. And then she says, he came home when the girls are gone. He won't speak of divorce. Begging for another chance. I'm so torn, but my heart, I know who he is. And then this person says, isn't that what he always says? How long can you keep forgiving him? That was convenient timing too. And she says, that's what I told him. He threw the 70 by 7 at me. What's that? Always using scripture when it's convenient. Oh, gosh. And then it says here, I'm done. I could care less what you're up to. I have been for years. We just need to figure this out civilly. That was Suzanne to Barry. And then these are all kind of like messed up. But it says here, he has pushed you so far. This is terrible, but I would manipulate him right back and say, fine, let's go tell them. I have been recording all the things you've said and done to me in private. Let's see how they feel. After they see all that, call his bluff, makes me so sad, mad, frustrates. Not sure that is the right thing, but I would be over it. They know he's hurt me. I believe Macy probably understands, and then understands the most what's been done to me. Mal just wants the old us back. And that's probably, I don't know why. I mean, actually, I wouldn't say their ages, but I think Macy's older. Maybe that's why. Macy said today she loves us both and wants us both happy. Her friend Hannah has divorced parents and seems happy. They get along well, like my mom and dad did after they split. I'm not sure B could take that high road, though. And this person says, it will eventually be shown to all when he doesn't take the high road. I think you have to think about long-term health here. I really do love you so much, sweet friend. Just want to be there to hug on you. And she says, I told Macy that today about guarding my health. And she said, Mom, why don't you divorce then? It just broke my heart, but it's true. Thank you for being here. I'd be lost without you. I know I sound so one-sided. I've done my share of damage. I just want peace. And then it says, went from sad yesterday to mad today. Typical for me. Oh, there we go. Look at that. That might help. Typical for me once I think things through. No accountability on where he is and phones off. At least it's peaceful. Until he gets home. That is good, at least. And then put a heart. How was he last night when he came back? He never came back. Says he's staying out till Friday. What is it? He has a job outside Denver that starts next Monday. He will come back to prepare for that, I guess. I would say don't come back. I thought he just left for a bit, like a cool down. Didn't know he left for the week. It's so messed up, she said. He says his leg is re-injured, but he's on a mountaintop. I think he was looking for a reason to leave yesterday. Can't worry about it. He's unstable and double-minded in all of his ways. That's not good. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. How can he do that with a hurt leg? Told Macy he was too hurt to stay and got her pity before he left. You've been so strong and so patient with him for so many years. Oh, it's Sheila. Oh, Sheila, thank you. It's the truth. Not sure I know a single person who could do it. And then Suzanne says, I was thinking this morning how long I have put up with disappointments, and just feel I'm on the end. I'm to the end, sorry. Kind of like my mom, she had a long fuse. Um, but once she made her decision, it was firm. And then Sheila says, you were at your end before you moved and gave him another chance to start fresh. I don't think he'll change. That $1.5 million house didn't do it. Suzanne says, I know. And then Sheila says, the older he gets, I think it will get worse. The instability. She says, I was thinking of my Kokomo talks with you and how broken I was. And then this person says, I would press fast forward thinking about a job you would enjoy and how you can live a happy and healthy life, and make some what if plans. And Suzanne says, yes, I have been thinking that way. I need peace. It's scary how good that sounds. Her friend Sheila says, fast forward and think about life worth him the next several years if it doesn't change. About life without him is what she meant. Oh, with him. She means with him. Okay, so let me read that again. Fast forward and think about life with him the next several years if it doesn't change. Okay, got it. Where'd I go? I think it was here. Okay. Once Macy's gone, she said, this is Suzanne's, I won't be able to do it. And then she says, I won't feel safe. I've tried to hold on for her, but even she's weary of it and asking why we don't separate. It may take some time to plan and get through. This is Sheila. All of it. I don't think it will be an easy road with him, but once you're through it, I feel it will be so much better. Suzanne says, I sort of wish he would just get fed up with me and leave. And she says, does that sound bad? Sheila says, being apart may be more of a blessing for Macy, and then she doesn't have to worry all the time. Suzanne says, I know I feel bad for her. Sheila, no, but you know, he wants to look good. So, and then, Suzanne said, yep, he wants me to be the bad guy. Well, if that means peace for you and the girls, you may have to be. Where are we at? Oh, I guess we're going over here. That's like the same. Oops. And then it says, he controls he's control all the financial stuff. It says, I worry he's been stockpiling in case of this happening. And then that's what Sheila was saying. And then Suzanne, messaged back and says, I'm sure he has. It's a tangled web. It's a tangled web we weave. I can't worry about that part. I've decided peace is worth more. And then Sheila says, just want to make sure you don't struggle financially. Suzanne says, I'd live in a shack right now. I'm sure he won't make it easy. He has always wanted control. Sheila said, the Lord will take care of your needs. You've been so faithful. Now it's time to let him carry you. Oh, Sheila. Man. And then it says here from Suzanne, I can't do anything until we get our full payment for the house, maybe January. And it says, yes, I really want to talk to my sister about it. When she and John split, it was tough, but I'm sure she would have some advice. Sheila said, yes, that's what I was going to say. Find someone who can advise you and help you through all the loops. And Suzanne said she's been able to help make it on the inheritance money from mom and Helen. She's been able to make it. That is good. Can you do that, or does he have control of that too? B said he would pay all of that back to me. Who knows? We used it to pay for this house and his bad decisions in silver. That's a whole other story. Silver, What were you collecting? Silverberry? Oh my good grief. Very strange. He's held onto it for years, even when we were losing bank. I feel he's supporting someone else. And her friend said, yikes, that is scary. And then, oh, I keep doing that. And I think I take us off the page. Is this the page? No. All right, here. Okay. He uses Sal as an excuse to give money to. I'll share more later. Who's Sal? Must be a friend. Like he's like, yeah, my friend needs some money. I don't know. Okay, it says September 3rd, 11:49 a.m. Unfortunately, you get different berries. One who is abusive and runs out, one who is manipulating, and now one who is wanting to make things right. I stood my ground. This is what that was Sheila. Sorry. That was Sheila. And then sorry. Dang it. Sorry. Suzanne said, I stood my ground. He left again. And then Sheila said, so thankful you stood your ground, praying for your strength. She says, told him I'm done, that I need peace, not sure what's next. And then Sheila said, did he say anything or just walk out? She said, he said, if that's how you feel, I'm leaving. He tries to portray something he's not and hopes he will pull me back in. Yeah, he was leaving. Sorry, I keep doing that to y'all. He was saying he was leaving because he wanted her to stop him. Let's just say it for what it is. You know what I mean? She didn't stop him. That's pretty hilarious. So it says that had to be hard to do. This is Sheila. On your own, especially knowing how he is manipulating the girls. He probably never thinks you will stand your ground. She said, told him when he involved the girls, I was done with respecting him. Sheila said he believes you need him so he can have that hold over you. And then she says, he tried to use money as a tool and the girls didn't take the bait. And says, I figured he would use the money. That's what I was afraid of. Keep a close eye on money. He may try to move it before you would file. Because that freezes everything. And then she says, he said, so you want to be on your own. Want me to stop paying all of your medical bills? Barry, that's an ass move. How are you paying for her medical bills? You just got this you just started a business. How can... I'm confused because I own a business and I'm gonna figure out how you have to file for that to even get insurance and stuff like that for your people and yourself. Because it wouldn't be enough for her to cover cancer treatments. Like if he just got this gig, right? If he just opened up this business. Like they're not from there. They're from Indiana. It's not like he had like a foundation there, right? He didn't have if he would have opened up a business in Indiana, it would have done a hell of a lot better out there because he had family, friends, people, word of mouth. They moved to Colorado. They didn't know nobody. So it says, that is just a scare tactic. He knows he can hold money over you. Is insurance through his work right now, or do you have separate? We bought it separately. Yeah. Not cheap, but neither is the line of credit we pay every month for the silver he's dabbled in. And then Sheila said he will have to pay support, and I'm sure he doesn't like that thought. Don't say that, I told him if he got angry at all, I was filing a restraining order on him. That shocked him a bit. Kept him together, though. And then Sheila said, I'm wondering if that is tied to the stuff with Sal, like you said, bad investments and such. All that will have to come out. To come out. If you do decide to move forward, he can hide anything from. And then that's cut off. I hate when they do that from the something. Oops. Sorry, I keep doing that to you. Next time I do it, yell at me. It's so easy with the mouse. I need to get my hand off the mouse. Actually, that sounds like fun. Actually, that sounds like, you know what I mean? Like a rewarding experience, like a very rewarding experience. I don't know if I could do that. I would just want them all. I could probably hold those babies though. So Wednesday, March 25th, 11:03 a.m. says, could use some extra prayers today. It's been rough here. How are your spirits? You getting used to remote teaching? I thought this is what we read, but I don't know. It's a new way of life, also crazy and sad, trying to stay positive. What can I be praying for, sweet friend? And she says, just strength going forward, taking care of myself physically is a stressful marriage. Macy and I had a very tough talk yesterday. Very needed though. She sees and is so perceptive. She's weary of the tension here. She knows how he is towards me and almost begged me to divorce him. It was so sad, Sheila. He's still putting Mal in. I worry about her. She wants to please him and feels responsible for his happiness. My heart aches for them both in different ways. Maybe a longer answer than you needed, but I appreciate your prayers and love. And then Sheila says, you've been on my heart extra these past couple days. I think I was feeling your hurt. I'm thankful you were able to talk to Macy. Is Barry home more now, or is he still working? Okay, and then it just stops. But it's just this praying for your strength. Have you looked into the next steps? If you're move towards getting out. And then she, she says here, Suzanne says, not really. I feel inequipped. Wish I could just have an amicable talk, but dealing with a narcissist. Macy said, Mom, we could move to Salida and both get jobs this summer. Her friend Hannah has been through this, but good now. It's good now, but she was alone with the fighting at home before the fighting at home before. Oh, okay. So I guess that was it. The fighting at home before. And then Sheila says, what does he want? Have you talked any more about splitting? She says, it's so hard to know what's next. Trust in the Lord to guide. He threatens, but I've never come out and said, I wanted it today. He thinks I'm holding on until after Macy graduates at least. He probably thinks I'm not strong enough to do it given finances. And then she says, Sheila, I don't want your mental health to plummet in the next 2 years. That is so long. She says, let me know if you have any advice. Macy assures me she would be fine with it yesterday. She said, Mom, why don't you just do it without telling him? She knows how his manipulative ways. That's sad that Macy knew. I mean, she knows, and she still walks out of that courtroom with her dad, like during the first trial anyway. And just, I was just thinking about something. That's why, sorry. Do you guys remember the last hearing he went to? Only one daughter, I think, showed up. I'm wondering if Macy didn't show up. Because like when he was going through his first trial, both girls were there and supporting their father completely. And I can understand that in a way, I mean, like, that's your dad. You don't want to believe. And when we get into more of the day that she went missing and where her bike was found and her helmet and her clothing, and you guys, it's just stick with me. It gets, this case is it's a good one. It says here that she says she knows his manipulative ways. I don't either. And I feel it slipping. I finally got him off the idea of building a house. I was so anxious thinking about it. I think it was my inner self. Just know I shouldn't move with, I shouldn't. move with him along with the chaos. She even mentioned a restraining order. I'm sick. I had a conversation like that with my 16-year-old. And then Sheila says, I do worry about your safety. If things move forward, you would have to protect yourself. I'm not sure how much money you have quick access to, but I would try to find a way to set some aside if at all possible. Building a house would not be good right now. And I think having those conversations with Macy are definitely hard. I know you don't want her to have to worry about all that. Think about you and your mom, though. You got through some hard times together. And then it says, LOL, that made me laugh. We are sisters. I need to laugh. I need some Sheila time. And then Sheila said, ditto, sister. It's Jekyll and Hyde again. He and Mal. And then it's cut off. It says, I feel like I'm crazy. I had a conversation with him, pretty much told him I can't be healthy and stay in this. And then it says, what did he say? He threatens to come home and pack. Where is he now? And then Suzanne says he will make a scene and use the players. And he's working. Is Mallory home or at her apartment? And then they're both at home. And then this is the same, isn't it? Need your prayers and peace today. Been a tough day. How is your, oh no, is it different? How is your kidney pain? Better? And I don't know. It says relationships. He pulled Macy and and left. In again and left. My heart hurts for her. It says, have you spoken with the girls privately? Deep, not on a deep level, but open the door for them to ask their questions. It's such a hard subject. And she says he's not stable. It's guilt and desperate measures he's taking. Okay, so he's not stable, she says. It's guilt and desperate measures he's taking. Yes, she knows more than she should. My heart is aching for what he did today. She and I had a peaceful, fun week. He came in and wrecked it. Wrecked it and left, making her feel bad for him. It's sick. He looks for any reason to run. It can be small, and he blows up and takes off. I believe there's still another. It says, I can't win with him. He's too good at the manipulation. I feel stuck. I can't let my health decline again. And then she says, Sheila's like a little angel in this. I felt like she had a friend to talk to. Did he just get home from his trip? Probably feels guilty from missing her B-day. This way he can manipulate it into a situation where he doesn't look like the bad guy, but a victim again. And Suzanne said, yep. Does he ever do anything wrong? Suzanne said he was gone from Tuesday night until last night. Called yesterday and said he was injured again and with his leg and coming home. Yesterday was supposed to be first day of season. It was all so strange. Oh, you son of a bitch. What is it? Deer season, elk season? I don't know what season it is, but I know what a season means. That means we're hunting. He had to go to work and he wanted to go hunting. So he says he's coming home because his leg hurts. I bet you he went out hunting. Okay, so we'll see. It says, yesterday was supposed to be the first day of season. If I knew the date, I'd probably be able to tell you. He kept telling me his phone is going to be off because he didn't have enough battery again. And Sheila said, that is really weird. I'm so glad you and Macy had a good week. I'm sure she can feel the difference when he is there too. It says, almost to clear his conscience. This is Suzanne. You can look me in the eye the whole time. He couldn't. Same this morning when he told me his story. No eye contact. I can't handle the unstableness. The day he cut his leg, he accused me of wanting to go back to town to get his meds and talk to someone. I came back with, I can't question you, but you can me. He literally opened his door while I was driving up the mountain like he was going to jump. His usual tactic when I bring up another. Then he pulled girls in and told them everything that day. I lost all respect for him that day. And it says, right, I would be interested to hear his conversations with the girls. And then she says, Macy mentioned us separating today or divorcing. She wants us happy. She's tired of the tension. She said she should just go to Gunnison and live with Mal. My heart broke to hear her. She plays the hurt one. He plays, not her. He plays the hurt one. Oh, oops. And then it says, does he have enough balls to talk to them with you there, Sheila? And then it says he loves me and can't handle the pain from me not giving him love he needs. Doesn't mention all the damage he's done to me physically, mentally. And this says, makes me sad that Macy has to be put in that situation. How do you feel about separating from him? He sat there as a ringleader the day he cut himself and told them all the things I believe told them all the things I believe and got them all upset and was just sitting back and egging on as if he felt justified and happy they were taking his side. It was sickening. I told them I was hurting for 2 years and they never knew because that's what parents should do. I feel no peace when he's here. I don't, some about safe around him. He's lost my trust. He will do anything to come out looking good. It makes me someone I don't like. I'm sorry. I just feel lost today. This is the lowest I felt. I hate burdening. And then it just stops there. And she says, I think when I press about there being another, he's resorted to this extreme behavior to scare me so that I won't bring it up again. And Sheila says, I'm sure. And then she says, back to Sheila, I wanted to try to make it work until Macy was on her way on her own. I wouldn't feel safe alone with him. I don't see how I can get over the damage done. I feel numb. I've told him and he said, okay, we'll just tell them, the girls, I'm leaving and how you feel. And you don't want me. I sound so terrible. I'm sorry. I know I've done things to hurt us too. Many things. Like I said, it's made me someone I don't, and it doesn't say anything else. I think that's it. Oh, yeah, 24 of 24. So someone I'm going to say like. So that was all of the text messages between her and Sheila. Let me see how long this one is. Okay. I don't want to like stop in a weird spot or anything either. Okay, we got plenty of time. I didn't know how long I've been reading for. I may need to let my dogs in a minute though. Me too, Magamama. But he did say he can work with a bail bondsman. I don't like that. So this is the Suzanne Morphew timeline. This is the timeline the day before the disappearance. So the day before. So it starts early that morning. May 9th, 2020. Man, what were we all doing May 9th, 2020? We were all stuck in our homes, I think. I think I went back to work in March. Maybe. Can't remember. I can't remember. So 12:02 a.m. incoming call on Suzanne's phone. 2:17 a.m. outgoing call on Suzanne's phone. 6 a.m. Barry's phone received call. 6:46 a.m. Barry's phone registered. Power on, comes out of airplane mode. 7:19 a.m. Barry's cell receives signal. Sounds like Brian Koberger turned his phone off. 7:22 a.m. to 7:39. Barry at Tailwinds work site near Poncha Springs. And this will all make sense in a minute. More in a minute, because I'll show you pictures and stuff too. 7:35 a.m. Suzanne's texting Sheila, discussing Sheila's daughter's wedding on Sunday. 8:43, Suzanne spoke to Jeff about moving to Arizona. 9:50 a.m. Barry to Suzanne, want to go on a hike. Text exchange, Barry to Suzanne, want to go on a hike. Okay. At 11:14 a.m., Suzanne received a second password reset message from Facebook. Previous reset was while Barry was down by the river on the evening of the 8th. At 11:15 a.m., Barry tells Morgan Gentile he could bury a body and it would never be found. And Morgan Gentile said he seemed stressed. He definitely seemed weird on Saturday. 11:42 a.m., Suzanne sent a message to Leibler. Guess who's alone again? Leibler told agents that message meant they were free to talk. So, I mean, I guess that was a code they had. 11:50 a.m., dead turkey hunt. Barry said he was looking for a turkey that Mallory had shot previously with a bow, but they had never found. Because you would go back for a dead freaking bird days later, weeks later. That is the what? Barry. No, you weren't. Barry, you were not. At 11:50 a.m., you were not looking for no turkey. Mm-mm. Now, if it was a deer, with a big, shed or whatever it's called, I guess a deer shed's what they shed, but you know what I mean? Antlers, maybe for the antlers go back because you wouldn't want the meat anymore because that would be so gross and disgusting. He never went to go find a turkey. There is no way. So then at 1:35 p.m., Barry leaves home again. So he didn't look very long. Checked on job at Kim Jim's. At 1:40 p.m., Suzanne texts Leibler, guess who is alone again? She says it again? At 1:46 p.m., Barry drove to TK's house to see the backhoe, but did not get back in touch to buy it. At 1:51 to 2:13 p.m., Barry at DSI replacing Bobcat Blade. He was wearing a blue t-shirt and khaki shorts. At 2:03 p.m., Suzanne sends a sunbathing pic of Leibler. It's the last proof of life. So 2:03. At 2:11, Suzanne sends last LinkedIn message to Leibler. I'm on WA WhatsApp, maybe. Message meant they were free to talk. I'm assuming WA means WhatsApp. I don't know. Then at 2:26, Barry texts Suzanne, done, headed back. 2:31, Barry texts Suzanne, did you leave? Then at 2:39, Leibler messages Suzanne. She does not respond. First message unread. That ain't good. 2:43 p.m. Barry's phone an F-350 per telematics because man, I love me some telematics. They arrive at the Morphew residence. His car is going to tell us if he freaking farted in it while he was driving. Like that. I mean, seriously, telematics on a car is amazing. Like Murdoch, ring a bell. Thank you, MAGA. Thank you so much. I hope he does rot in hell. But that car, yeah, I mean, he got 350 too. He spent a pretty penny on that car. That car's going to put him in jail for the rest of his life. Thank you so much, MAGA Mama. I appreciate that. I appreciate the support. So then, So then 2:44 p.m., shooting chipmunks. Yeah, if you thought you've heard it all, you're going to hear a lot. Barry had a 22 in the moments when Suzanne ceased to communicate with everyone she loved, ceased to communicate with everyone she loved in the world. So at 2:46 p.m., Leibler messages, hey, your weather looks great. Second unread, no response from Suzanne. And then at 2:47 p.m., Jeff sends another message to Suzanne with no response, third unread. Probably should stop sending messages at that point. Jeff sends last message, if the day to Suzanne with no response. Okay. So 4:00 to 4:30, Barry was at Salida Stove and Spa. Salida Stove and Spa posted hours have the store closing at 2 p.m. on Saturday. Telematics show Barry's truck in his garage during the time he was supposedly at Salida Stove and Spa. Man. It's crazy. Why does it switch over to like, I don't know, 6:44? Barry parks his truck in the garage. Barry claims to have been loading his truck and cleaning off his workbench. 7:33 p.m. Barry attempted to disable the truck's GPS and sync features. Why would you do that? Why would you ever disable your car's GPS and sync features? If you didn't want another cell phone to sync to your car that had previously been synced up to the car, like maybe like Suzanne's phone, maybe, I don't know. GPS, why would you turn that off? That'd be weird. You know? So then Barry attempted, okay, I read that. So Sheila sends 2 Snapchats to Suzanne at 8:40 and they're never opened. At 8:46, Sheila sends another Snapchat to Suzanne that were never opened. And then at 21:25, what would that be? Barry's truck goes into reverse. Okay, we need to figure that out. 21:25. 9:25 p.m. Okay. I need to learn military. We talk about it so much. Thanks, Ashley. I knew you probably have the time. I was pretty fast with getting it that time. But I'm really bad about military. I'm okay with some of it. Once we get to a certain number, I'm just like, what? And my mom used to always try to teach me. I need to learn. So at 9:25, Barry's truck goes into reverse, backs 96.8 feet out of the garage and down the driveway. And then, so that'd be the next hour, what, 10:17? Barry's phone exit out of airplane mode at the Morphew residence. Don't know why I was in airplane mode at the residence. Okay, so then this is going to be the day of her disappearance. I want to see. Okay. I'm going to be right back. Give me 1 second. I'm going to let the dogs in here because I know that they're at the door just sitting there. Like, please. I'll be right back. Hold on. I'm back. Sorry about that. My dog, she's terrified of the cat. So I didn't know the cat was right behind me. I got up and I was like, where'd you come from? The cat beat the dog up today, the gray dog. He doesn't have front claws, but he hit her like 3 times in the nose, like really fast. And I have never laughed so hard in my life. Oh my gosh. She was just she was stunned. She didn't know what to do. I was like, don't you dare mess with my cat. It was pretty funny. Just keep counting after 12, 13. Thanks, Ladybug. Yeah, Ashley, that's how. Well, my cat's so old. Oh, so I'll tell you the story real quick. It's pretty funny. It takes like 2 seconds. So my dog was trying to come into the bedroom today, and the cat was standing right in the middle of the door frame, right in the middle of it. And he's just sitting there chilling. I think he knows what he's doing. His name's Rocky, and it's for a reason, after Rocky Balboa. So I'm sitting in the bed and I'm looking, and I'm going to say, Rocky, let her come through. And all of a sudden I just see the cat and he goes bam, 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 like 3 times with his paw, like right upside her face. And I'm just like, I was stunned. I laughed so hard. Oh my goodness. I laughed so hard. I laughed so hard because my cat is 18 years old. He's not a new spring chicken, but ever since he's been on this new cat food, it's brought new life back into him. I need to tell you guys about, I need to share it's like a soft food. I forget who it's by. I'm gonna have to look. Because you guys, I'm telling you, this cat's like a kitten again. I'm like, are we giving him enough? Then it attacks him, don't falls for it every time. That's what cats do. Yeah. He was showing up though. And it's so funny because like Mia will bark at him. Like she gets this mean bark every once in a while. She'll like just run at him, but she stops as soon as like she gets to him. Like she knows she cannot hurt her brother. She knows. If she stops herself, she's like such a good dog, but it's just her it's like her reaction, right? It's just her dog coming out of her. And it's only every once in a while. And then I'm like, Mia. So she's back here sleeping right now. She's wounded. She's a wounded girl. That's probably what it is. It's something Vincent bought this cat. I'm like, oh my gosh, Vincent spoils these animals. So this is going to be the day of. So this is May 10th, Mother's Day. We'll go through this. So it's 3:25 a.m. to 3:52 a.m. Doors on Morphew's truck were opened and closed repeatedly. Pretty early in the morning to do that. 3:58 a.m. Barry's phone moves from home to near where Suzanne's bike's found. And I didn't have a picture of that. Actually, let me pull that up. Actually, I know there's a picture in here, so we'll get to that. And then at 4:23 a.m., Suzanne's phone pinged for the last time with a general location about 11.5 miles west of a cell tower in Poncha Springs, Colorado. The cell phone has never been found. 4:30 a.m., Barry told investigators he woke up. So that wasn't him opening and closing them doors. At 5 a.m., Barry told the police he left for Broomfield to fix a retaining wall for his landscaping company. He said he left Suzanne sleeping soundly in their bedroom. He was the last known person to see his wife alive. 5:38 a.m. to 6:56 a.m., Barry was near Bailey on his way to the Broomfield job. Barry's phone exits airplane mode while heading towards Buena Vista, Colorado. At 8:41 a.m., Barry told police he tried texting Suzanne Happy Mother's Day and got no response, but added that this was not unusual because cell service was spotty around the Morphew home. I'm sorry, but if I spent pretty much 1.6 million on a house, it better have the best cell phone coverage ever. You know what I mean? I better be able to do whatever I want with my phone at my house. That's, you know what I mean? That's why you buy, it's been a while since I've talked about it. What are they called? You stick it on the ceiling pretty much, and it makes your Wi-Fi signal go even further. It's called like a WAP, wireless access point. I am so good. I remembered. Vincent taught me well. Yeah, they would have got a couple of them for the house. One for the garage, one for the kitchen. That's what rich people do when they got rich people homes, like big houses. You know what I mean? You put wireless access points in there. I'm telling you, we don't have one here. Actually, we do. We do have one in our apartment, but we don't really need it. So then at 8:10, Morphew arrived in Broomfield. Surveillance cameras and truck data showed him throwing trash away at various places in Broomfield. So this is all going to make, you're going to be like, why is he doing that? We are all wondering that. The day that his wife goes missing, he is in Broomfield in another place, throwing trash away here, there, everywhere. Why do we need to do that? When we're hiding stuff. That's why we do it. I mean, in every case I've ever experienced. So At 8:14 to 8:20, Holiday Inn Express Broomfield trash dump number 2. He said he parked there because he hoped someone would come out and he could go in the hotel before checking in and get a free breakfast. You are a cheap ass. Are you kidding me? I've never heard that. There's a couple things that are in here tonight that I have not heard before, and that's one of them. Okay. So if anybody wants a free breakfast, just park by one of the side doors and hope someone comes out and lets you in. At 8:35 a.m., surveillance video from a hotel showed Barry walk through front doors. At 8:41 a.m., Barry texts Suzanne that he made it to Broomfield and asked her to call him when she got a chance. You up? Happy Mother's Day. I love you. They were the nice messages, 10:10 a.m., Barry left the hotel. During that morning, he visited a McDonald's and threw out something small, which he told police later was wrappers. He then visited a car wash and a men's warehouse store where he throws away more trash. He also visited the worksite where he was to repair a retaining wall for around 20 minutes. He was there, but didn't follow through because work was prohibited on Sundays. So you knew that. You knew that because you're the owner of the business. You would know that, right? But nope, you're going to work on a Sunday. Oopsie. 12:42 p.m. until 5:55 p.m., surveillance video showed that Barry did not leave his hotel room because she was already dead, in my opinion. At 3:30, Barry texts Suzanne to call him. 5:10 p.m., neighbor, is it Jean Ritter, called Barry to let him know Suzanne was missing. Her bicycle was gone, but her Range Rover was in the garage. Basically, how that happened was really Barry called the neighbor and said, I can't find Suzanne. Can you go check and see if she's home? He went and checked, or she or he, but they went and checked. She wasn't home. He said, can you check in the garage and see if her bike's in there? And that's how that was, But to cops, it looks like the neighbor came over to check, So it says their daughters, Mallory and Macy, were on a road trip with one of Mallory's friends and were not getting responses to their Happy Mother's Day communications. And if you're a mother and your daughters text you or your children text you Happy Mother's Day, you're right there to thank them. You know what I mean? You're not waiting a minute or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. You're texting them right back. Thank you for that. Where's my present? Just kidding. But you'd be writing them right back. So it says here at 5:38, District Attorney Investigator Alex Walker was informed that Suzanne is missing. As evening fell, deputies arrived at the Morphew home and discovered Suzanne's bike with colorful pedals down a ravine near the home. The handlebars are twisted. 5:45 p.m., Morphew received a second call from Ritter. And this bike looks like it was either thrown up the hill or thrown down the ridge. Like it's Barry did a pitiful job. So then at 6 p.m., Barry made several trips to his truck, bringing in tools. 6 p.m., Miles Harden, a friend of Macy's, is contacted by law enforcement. He drove around and looked for Suzanne with no luck. He told deputies that Suzanne had never gone up the trail where her bike was found because the gains are hard and it's a crazy climb. A friend of Macy's knew that? That's crazy. Her husband didn't even know that. 7:10 p.m., detective spoke to Barry over the phone. He said that Suzanne rides her bike regularly and usually leaves between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. 7:36 p.m., Suzanne Morphew mountain bike discovered by sheriff's deputies on the side of a cliff off a road near the family home. At 8:46 p.m., Barry arrived at home in his truck. He asked deputies if they saw any cats on the road, referring to mountain lions. They responded that they hadn't seen one recently. No mountain lions here. Maybe a mountain lion got her. That's what he said. Dummy. Are they going to show us? Okay, they are going to show us the pictures. I thought so. So, Suzanne Morphew body cam footage, May 10th, 2020. Suzanne Morphew was last seen on May 10th, 2020. Body cam footage shows the first moments after Suzanne Morphew was reported missing. And then down here it says Suzanne Morphew's bike was found. And I'll blow these pictures up for you guys too. Suzanne Morphew's bikes discovered by sheriff's deputies on the side of a cliff off of a cliff off a road near the family home. No clothing, blood, or evidence of a struggle were found near the bike, and Suzanne's helmet was discovered about 1 mile away off the side of Highway 50. Her sunglasses and hydration backpack were found inside her car, leading investigators to surmise the scene may have been staged and that Suzanne never really went for a bike ride that Mother's Day morning. A few days after finding her bike, investigators recovered her helmet a mile away. So her helmet was recovered around this area, actually like this exact area right here, because that's what whenever I put in the longitude, latitude. So that's where they find her helmet. And then we'll go back over here. And then this is her last proof of life picture. Supposedly, this is the last proof of life picture she took. She sent to the boyfriend, like you would say. Oh, look, it says right here. Okay, so there's Morphew's residence up here where, that pin is. And then you've got the bike. And then you've got the helmet. So it looks like just somebody was traveling on 50 and just throwing stuff, out and about as they went. Like, we'll stop here. We'll drop the bike off here. And then let's drive a few miles. Let's drop the helmet off here. That's what it looks like to me. This must have been where the helmet was found. I know the bike wasn't up a ravine this big, was it? Where is the bike picture? I'm going to have to look. Maybe that was. No, this isn't the picture. I'm going to look it up for you guys. I'm trying to see if there's any other pictures of it. There's two. So this is one of them, of the bike. She was so pretty. And then let me show you this other one. This is just like black and white. So, but yeah, it looks like someone either threw that down the ravine there. I've always said maybe like somebody even like just picked it up and threw it up into the ravine. I don't know. Like, I'm always the opposite. That would probably be a lot easier to slide it down the ravine, but you never know. You never know what people are going to do. So this must be where they found her helmet. And then that's her bike. Look, her bike looks like it's in perfect condition. Like, not a scratch on those handlebars. Look at that. They must have been taking some of the stuff off of the tires, like the soil, and testing it, I would assume. But those are them. Let's see. Okay. We actually might finish this one tonight. So it says here, this is the rest of the timeline. So May 11th, this is the next day. At 7 o'clock in the morning, Barry called Morgan and said that Suzanne was missing and he thought a mountain lion may have attacked her. Morgan explained that Barry was initially crying, but then abruptly shifted to the specifics about the Broomfield job. At 2:47 p.m., Leibler sends last message to Suzanne wishing her well for her scheduled final cancer treatment that day. Final cancer treatment was the next day. Man, and you took that from her. Like, man, that makes me so mad. That really makes me mad. That makes me so mad. She has that port put in. She goes to all those appointments, goes through all that pain, all that agony of having cancer and having to have medicine put through your body that you do not want. And then she has one more freaking day of it, you know? That just makes me mad. I mean, like they always, killers are always so selfish. May 11th, 2020, detectives spoke to Mallory, who confirmed that Suzanne kept a journal for religious devotions and described her bedding as light blue sheets and pillowcases with a brown and reddish comforter. Sergeant Heis Julian spoke with Macy, who admitted her parents argued frequently, were not doing well, and might be better off separating. Macy expressed that both Barry and Suzanne had been in an unsafe place emotionally and confirmed they discussed divorce. Detectives obtained a search warrant. They located what appeared to be Barry Morphew's blood on the apron of the garage near the east side of the 3-car garage. May 12th, 2020, at 8 p.m., Barry's found digging in the trash at Poncha Market. He went to write down a description of maybe what she was wearing, Batula said. I just thought it was weird because he didn't explain what the color of her eyes were or her hair or anything about her, like how tall she was or anything. May 13th, detectives took photos of scratches on Barry's left arm and hands. These injuries appeared to be in healing, several days old. Well, it's May 13th, that would be several days. So the search team found what they believed to be Suzanne's bicycle helmet, identifiable by its teal color in a prior photo. The helmet was located at GPS coordinates, and I took you there a minute ago, approximately 0.84 miles northwest of the bike site, 10 meters south of Highway 50, and about 1.52 miles from the Morphew residence. Inside, investigators found a paper listing Suzanne's name, address, and contact numbers for Barry, Mallory, and Macy. The helmet was collected as evidence. Why would you have contact numbers for all three of them? I guess if you have cancer, that makes sense. These are the scratches on Barry Morphew. Now, if we would have seen anything like this on Brian Koberger, we all have been screaming. Look at that. That's gross. But, Now those look like hand scratches to me. Like that could be a hand. Oh, his shirt's off. Good golly, Barry. I don't want to see that. He's got a lot of dings and nicks. I mean, but that could be from working landscaping too, like the hand part, I don't know. But the arm, even the arm, I could give him that. I could give him that. If he's, working on shingle, doing shingle siding, picking that up, might put cuts on your hands, like cuts on your arms. You never know. But they probably were from Suzanne, I would say. But at the same time, I also think that he did use a tranquilizer dart and he did take her down with that dart. And when you're under the influence of BAM, it is like you are sitting there, you're breathing, you're conscious, but you can't move. Can't move. Can't do anything but just sit there. Like that's scary. That is scary. So then, seeing where we're at. May 14th, where we're at up here. May 13th, okay. I'm going to see how far down this goes. Okay. So I want to make sure we're getting it all. So then May 14th, 2020, search teams located tire impressions in the area where Suzanne's helmet was located. On the same date, the tire impressions were casted by agents with the Colorado Bureau of Investigations for late possible comparisons. May 17th at 11:13 a.m., Barry's plea video is released on Facebook. Yeah, there was one of those. Oh, Suzanne, if anyone is out there and can hear this that has you, please we'll do whatever it takes to bring you back. We love you. We miss you. Your girls need you. No questions asked, however much they want. I'll spend your money and get you back. That's all I said. I will do whatever it takes to get you back, honey. I love you. I want you back so bad. Liar. May 19th, 2020. So 9 days later, a plastic needle cover was located in the dryer drum. This was collected by CCSO along with additional items and swabs from different areas. The needle cover was recovered from sheets from Mallory's bed inside the dryer. The plastic cover was located by evidence search teams in the dryer inside of the sheets belonging to Mallory's bed. And Mallory's bed was like unmade and stuff. And it shouldn't have been. She was on a trip. Why is her bed unmade? May 20th, 2020, the spy pen is found. So Suzanne gets the spy pen in order to try to, see if Barry is cheating on her, and it ends up picking up her audio of her cheating kind of on him. So that didn't work out as well. But it says detectives located a writing pen that appears to be a spy pen, or the spy pen that Sheila Oliver referenced. The pen was located in a clothing bin amongst women's bras. The clothes bin and pen were inside the walk-in closet in the master bedroom located on the ground level of the residence. That'd be the perfect place to put it. The clothes bin. Guys don't do laundry that much often. Not like, the ladies do usually in the household. I'm saying if there's a man and woman in the household, usually the ladies will do the laundry. Even tonight I was steaming clothes. Steaming. I wasn't going to do that. Vincent said, this shirt looks a little wrinkly. I said 9 years ago, you would have never thought that. It's just because I always am steaming stuff. So I steamed his stuff. So then May 24th, 4 days later, detectives gathered audio from the recording pen. Suzanne communicated with two different male voices, one self-identified as Barry and the other was identified as Suzanne, or by Suzanne as Jeff. One of two conversations between Suzanne and Jeff sounded to be of an intimate nature. The conversation between Suzanne and Barry is confrontational and their voices are raised. June 1st, 2020, Barry files for guardianship. Within a month of Suzanne's disappearance, Barry begins to liquidate assets. Within a month. What are you liquidating for? Well, I got to be able to afford to pay to find her. That's what they always say, So let's see what he says. June 1st says TD interviews Barry on camera. Oh yeah, I saw that. And it was I think it was a YouTuber. So we had two daughters and we're coming home from a trip and I got a job in Denver that I wanted to get started on Sunday. Set it up for my work because my rookies are coming in Sunday night. Monday, but I, being the owner, I wanted to get everything lined up so that, and it's unintelligible. June 6, 2020, Barry closes on Indiana home, pockets $750,000. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. So then June 25th, Barry purchases the Longhorn Ranch property for $165,000. Property address, 8366 Longhorn Drive. Okay. July 13th, 2020, Barry sells Suzanne's Range Rover. 2 months. I swear, if Vincent sold my vehicle and I was only missing for 2 months, he'd never be able to drive again. I would, yeah. Says July 13th, he sells the Range Rover. And then he leaves Suzanne's sunglasses in the car. August 20th, Lauren Scharf interviews Barry. People don't know the truth, so they're going to think what they're going to think. That's what he said. October 5th, 2020, Barry lists Puma Path home for sale, originally listed for 1.7. Trying to make a little money there, Barry. November 2020, Barry commits voter fraud. Barry filled out Suzanne's ballot and mailed it in. Sure did. Sure did. I forgot about that. Didn't he vote for Trump? Yep, sure did. I'm sorry, I'm not meaning to laugh. But like, seriously, who does that? Oh, he was probably like, oh, she was going to vote for Trump anyway. I'm just going to write that in for her and send it in. Trump will appreciate that, like he commits voter fraud. So then on November 11th, Suzanne's father died on November 11th, 2020 at age 87 with a broken heart from Barry's betrayal. That's sad. February 17th, 2021, Barry sells Longhorn Ranch property for $150,000. Oh, you bought it for $165,000. Same property sold on 4/21/2021 for $175,000, indicating Barry needed the money fast. Wow. And then he sells the Puma Path home for 1.65 or 1.6 million. They bought the house for 1.5 million. So that was in 2018 though. May 4th, warrant issued for the arrest of Barry Lee Morphew, murder in the first degree, a class 1 felony, tampering with physical evidence, an attempt to influence a public servant. May 5th, 2021 at 9:15, Barry Lee Morphew arrested for the murder of Suzanne Renee Morphew. He's just arrested on the side of the road near his home, Pacho Springs. Oh, I went back to the picture. Sorry. September 20th, Barry was released on a $500,000 cash-only bail. The two daughters he shares with Suzanne, Mallory and Macy Morphew, were by his side. They definitely were. And I can't imagine what those girls are going through, right? Their mother is dead. Their father is being looked at for the crime. They only have one parent left. You would almost want to believe that. You'd want to believe that parent. Like, you would want to believe them so much. No one wants to believe that their father killed their mother and then spread her body parts. And they found her medical port. Like, that's so sad. Spread it all over the bone graveyard is what they call it. They were there looking for another body actually too, and they found hers. That's crazy. So Barry, on September 20th, Barry was released on a $500,000 cash bond. So then on April 19th, the case against Barry was dismissed, but prosecutors could choose to pursue the same charges against him in the future. And that's what we're doing. That's what they're doing. So then June 18th, he got to live his life, for a few years. 2025, Barry Morphew was indicted for first-degree murder. Morphew was taken into custody in Gilbert, Arizona. He will be extradited to the San Luis Valley to face charges, according to the charges document. Let me see. I might open that up. I have to read that tomorrow. The prescription records show that when Suzanne Morphew disappeared, only one private citizen living in that entire area of the state had access to BAM. Barry Morphew. Barry used BAM to hunt deer while in the couple's native Indiana. They moved to Colorado from the Hoosier State in 2018 and were having severe marital difficulties at the time of Suzanne's disappearance. And we got the charging records. Are those the same? I think they're the same. Yeah, they're the same. Okay. June 20th, scheduled media briefing. I think we watched that actually. Okay. So Suzanne Morphew, June 2025, a grand jury indicted Barry Morphew. Suzanne Morphew timeline. Barry Morphew was arrested and charged with first-degree murder in connection with his wife's disappearance in May 2021. Days before he was set to stand trial in April 2022, all charges were dropped. During a preliminary hearing in January 2022, prosecutors with the Coffee County DA's office said that on the afternoon of May 9th, 2020, Barry Morphew loaded a syringe for a tranquilizer dart, put his phone on airplane mode, and then shot his wife with the dart. He then chased her around the house until the tranquilizer took effect. And there is a map of that too, of him bouncing around the damn house. On June 18th, 2025, a grand jury indicted Barry Morphew, charging him with first-degree murder in the death of his wife, Suzanne Morphew. And don't worry, I'll make sure you guys see those too. So then Barry Morphew's arrested. Yeah, we don't care what he does. Volunteer, firefighter, we don't care. This is his multiple trash runs. So on May 10th, the day Suzanne is reported missing, investigators discovered Barry Morphew threw out trash at multiple locations around Broomfield, Colorado, while in town for work. This photo was taken from hotel surveillance footage, shows Barry throwing out trash in that dumpster. Barry told investigators he often dropped trash in accessible bins to avoid paying to have it disposed of at a landfill. Are you really that cheap? Investigators, however, believe Barry was disposing of evidence. He was. There he is at the, this is him at the hotel. There's him at the hotel with some trash. What's in the bag, Barry? What's that right there, Barry? What's that? I don't know. I don't like that color. That looks awfully red. Or like, what's on the shirt, Barry. Then he's got a Target bag now. I can spot that from a mile away. Okay, so now he's got his Target bag. Now he has no bags. Wait, what time? 9:07. Then at 9:09, no bags. Okay, must took him home or took him to the hotel room. And then he leaves at 9:12. There he is again at 10:56. Papers in his hand. Is that him coming in? Doesn't look like him. I think that's someone else. I don't know why that's on there. I don't think that's him. Maybe that is him. It doesn't really look like his shirt that he was wearing was. No, he had a blue shirt on. Oh, that's him out there in the truck. There's his truck. Oh, maybe that is him. He has a different color shirt on now. Different shirt on though. And why are we bringing the shovels inside the hotel? I am so confused. Okay, you changed your shirt, Barry. Why'd you change your shirt? Now he has a shirt on. I don't know. Okay, hold on. Maybe this isn't him. This is at 9:12. This one you can't see. And then there's Barry again at 11:38 with more trash. He didn't leave that trash right there, did he? Oh my God, did he? I don't remember him leaving trash in the hotel parking lot. Yeah, bringing his shovels inside. I forgot about that, man. Did he just walk away from this trash? You all know how I feel about people with their trash. Okay, there's a picture of him from far away, getting a little shot of him from this angle. There's some more trash. Man, Barry. And then there is again, he went in, slept for a little while. He's leaving. Guess that's where he was parked. Yeah, because he's going to try to hurry in the door when someone opened it. What the heavens? Oh, there he has his bobcat. So maybe that's why he went down there. Or maybe did he leave with the bobcat? I think he left with the bobcat. But I don't know for sure, actually. I'm not 100% on that. I know he was getting stuff for the bobcat, but I don't know if he had it with him. Maybe he went down there to get the bobcat. And then there's, where he was dumping stuff. It looks like behind this looks like a freaking cheesecake factory or something. I don't know what it is, but that's what it looks like. Hotel. Him driving by the gas station. That looks like a gas station parking lot. Don't know what that one is for. Oh, wait. It showed it right there. Oh, no, it didn't. I thought that was like something. And then this is what we saw earlier, where the helmet, the bike, the residents, they just have pictures of him throwing some more stuff away. He's just throwing stuff away everywhere. He didn't want to just compact one trash can. He wanted to give it for a little to everybody. And then this must be at the Morphew home. What did we burn in here? I don't know. I'm wondering. Oh, there we go. Are those shoestrings? Those would be burned up. But they almost look like shoestrings. Does anyone know what this is? Like it looks like a Christmas gift. Could it be a Christmas card? But then there's glass over here or something. This is in their house with this grate all messed up. A $1.7 million home. Oh, man, I don't know what that is. But it almost looks like shoestrings. Doesn't it? Like right here? He's getting rid of evidence. Oh, that's, yeah, sure he is. Sure is. And this is really what they're going to show in court, too. Look at the work site. From the work site to the hotel, it's not that far away, but it's a little bit of a drive. I guess, probably can't be right there. Right? Why aren't we not going? Oh, that's because we're at the end. It never tells me we're at the end. Okay. So let's see how much further we have in this whole thing. I think look at that. We read the whole thing almost, y'all. That's a lot. So we did good. So Suzanne Morphew remains found. So September 22nd, 2023, Suzanne Morphew's remains were found, discovered in a shallow grave. And we did read earlier, how they believe that her remains were moved multiple times. It says remains were discovered in a shallow grave and surrounding high desert prairie outside Moffat in Saguache County, Colorado. The Denver Gazette reported investigators stumbled upon the remains while searching for another missing woman, though the case were unrelated. The area is located about 40 miles or a 45-minute drive from the Morphew's home, where Suzanne was last confirmed to be alive. So 40 miles away. He rode with her. Suzanne Morphew's skeletal remains and part of her clothing were submitted for examination. The coroner found no indication of trauma to her body at the time of death. I don't know how that coroner could do that. That coroner was working their magic. She was literally in pieces. The autopsy also said that a weathered bullet was found along with her remains and is in the custody of CBI. So September 25th, the El Paso County coroner confirmed the remains found 3 days earlier belonged to Suzanne. Barry and Barry's daughters were struggling with immense shock and grief when learning the news that their mother and wife, whom they deeply loved, was found deceased. This is where they found her. in the middle of nowhere. Like, look at this. They're all walking neck and neck to try to find anything else. I mean, look at this. Like, bones. They were out there to look for someone else. And I want to let you know, update, that lady was found. I can't remember her name, but she was found. I remember reading about that. And then the autopsy here. We did read the autopsy on the channel also. We may have to read that over that again. But Suzanne Morphew's autopsy, Suzanne Morphew's death has been ruled a homicide by undetermined means in the setting of okay, no, we're just going to have them do it. Speak it for me. Maybe. Butorphanol as a prazolam. Let's see. Azaparone. See, I should not be speaking this. I don't know what this one is either, so. Medetomidine. Just trying to make sure you guys got them right. That's what BAM stands for. The chemicals found in Morphew's femur, according to the report, are used by biologists, wildlife officers, and hunters to anesthetize large sized animals such as deer, bear, moose, and horses. The report described the compound as an injectable chemical immobilizer for wildlife that's the symptoms of which can be reversed. So I guess it comes like with the BAM, you get like this reversal agent with it. So there was a point in time where he had time to think like, I could reverse this. And then he did it. Still did it. Yeah, still did it. Yeah. And then that's the autopsy. Okay. And then this is, I think, all just the documents. And then we'll go over this tomorrow because this is like, this is kind of like, you know, a review. So we'll go over the review part tomorrow. So we'll go to the, let me pin this and pin this. And then we'll get to the new stuff tonight that just came out. Just closing up some tabs that we don't need open. Okay. We'll go over here. So it says, Barry Morphew gets new path to freedom in wife's murder case with modified bond conditions. So it says here, a judge in Colorado declined to reduce bond for Barry Morphew. And I wanted to let you guys know, okay, so Barry went to court today. Apparently, if I don't get up and, well, I was up at the time, but if I don't come in here and record it, like record it live, or I guess you can record it live. Other people are doing it to show you guys later. I haven't seen anybody else post it. Like, I mean, other than creators, like JLR is the only creator I think that actually watched the hearing today. And he posted it on his channel, but I don't really like to use his stuff. So I was like, well, there has to be surely like a news network, right? That has this, like that recorded this. And no, I couldn't find it anywhere. I was like, oh, well then fine. But it's fine because we're going to get everything we need in this article anyway. And plus I have some other stuff that I wrote up. So if it's not in here, I've got it. So it says here that they declined to reduce the bond. Judge Amanda Hopkins said she wouldn't reduce the $3 million cash-only bond handed down to Barry Morphew, who's accused of killing his wife, Suzanne Morphew, but gave him a surety bond option. Barry Morphew could be released from jail if he works with a bail bondsman. If released, Morphew was ordered to remain in Colorado. I don't know if he has money like that for a bail bondsman. Suzanne Morphew's brother had harsh words for her husband as his defense team fought for a reduced bail amount. Barry Morphew was reindicted by a grand jury in Colorado on a murder charge in June following a failed prosecution in 2021. Barry Morphew allegedly killed his wife, who vanished on Mother's Day in 2020 before her remains were later found. At the time, the Morphews lived near Salida, Colorado, where Suzanne Morphew, 49, was last seen alive. She was beautiful. Way too good for you, Barry. On June 20th, Barry Morphew was arrested near Phoenix, Arizona by officers with the Arizona Department of Public Safety. Public records indicate he was living inside a trailer park in Cave Creek, Arizona. Huh. That's just, what were you doing there, Barry? Your business not doing so good, Barry? The 1.7 million you got for your house, or 1.5 million, not working out for you? You on drugs, Barry? Are you on something, Barry? Because I mean, like, really, where'd your money go, Barry? And then you had your wife's money, and then you got $750,000 for the other house that was sold. So I don't know. And I wonder if he was living by himself. Oh, really? Thank you, PKC. I was going to look into it actually after this, because like sometimes so that's what I don't know. Cause like, I know that some places you can't stream live. I remember the Jared Lysa case. We were all on the stream, and there was a hot mic moment with freaking Duty Ron. Of all people. And yeah, everyone got kicked out of that one real quick. Everyone's like, "You're out of here." But if we don't get to see it, like if we don't get to see the trial every day, I will make it entertaining for you guys. Just make sure of that, because this is going to be a really entertaining trial. I have a funny feeling he's going to try to be he's going to be throwing his antics. But it says that her brother said no circumstances should an interim release of Barry Morphew be granted. The interim release of Barry Morphew should under no circumstance be granted. I am sure the grand jurors who indicted him would agree. He is a flight risk and a serial psychopathic controller of all in the realm of his influence. He needs to remain in prison through the entire legal proceedings till a verdict is read. He also thinks Barry Morphew punishment, if convicted, should be death by hanging, but is requesting life in prison with no chance of parole. Tell us how you really feel, right? I mean, they don't do that to people anymore. Not even the firing squad. Did you actually, speaking of firing squads, they're going to do like an automatic firing squad, like it's automated. No people need to be there to shoot people. I don't know. I have to read more on it. I just read something earlier and I was like, I don't agree with that. I don't know. That just sounds like that would be not foolproof at all. So, but Barry Morphew is a soulless, sadistic, immoral predator that has hunted or used those around him his entire life. Her brother saw through you, Barry. There is no redemption here. Anyone believing such are just foolish lambs awaiting his/her potential slaughter. He is a born killer, nurtured by those who sanctioned my sister's death. Yeah. Wow. What's this going on with your forehead? Are you on rugs, Barry? That looks like a picking spot. I think he's on drugs. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Allegedly, I'm gonna say that, because where'd all his money go? To his lawyer, the first lawyer, maybe? I don't know. I'm just wondering. I'm not saying that you can't be rich and live in a trailer park, but I think that if he were still rich, he would probably be living in a big house somewhere. Just his personality just looks like that, looks like he's hiding, like where he's at. Like, you know what I mean? Like, to me, that seems like he would be hiding there. And I want to know why. He thought he wouldn't get called by the police if he lived like somewhere where they wouldn't like go looking for him. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, maybe this place is kind of hidden. I don't know. But it says here, Mormon wrote, he sometimes lies awake many nights pondering the last few minutes of my sister Suzanne's life. One struck by the bam Laden dart, it is hard to imagine the terror she felt as she tried to escape, he wrote. With every pounding heartbeat, the chemical quickened its pace into her system, just like it had on so many deer her now psychopathic partner had shot. The screams, the tears, the pain were the outward expressions as her physical body began to separate from her spirit and soul. Colin McCallan, a Colorado-based lawyer and former deputy district attorney for the 18th Judicial District Attorney's Office in Colorado, said he would be surprised if Barry Morphew's bail is reduced. Well, it wasn't. It says the bail was set pretty thoughtfully and deliberately. It says, and there usually has to be a demonstrative substantial change in Barry Morphew's circumstances for the judge to reconsider that initial ruling. Yeah, well, he's not going to get that because, I mean, obviously, he's in there for unaliving his wife, murdering his wife. Though Suzanne Morphew went missing in 2020, agents with the Colorado Bureau of Investigation found her remains in 2023. According to prosecutors, a 2024 autopsy report showed a deer tranquilizer called BAM was found in her bone marrow, which stands for the chemicals. And I read them to you earlier. You know I can't read them again. BAM. Prosecutors said Suzanne Morphew remains were found in and around a shallow clandestine grave in Saguache County, Colorado, a few hundred feet off Highway 17. Not even that far off the highway. And they think that she was moved multiple times. Now I wonder why they think that. I'm curious, you know. Maybe the vegetation to her body or something. I don't know. But that's really sad. So the judge maintains bail. The judge denied the request to reduce Morphew's bail from $3 million. Bond conditions are modified, though. The court did modify the terms of his bond, though. It was just he has to go through a bail bondsman, as far as I know. The defense argued that his bail should be lowered to $500,000. Nope, we're not doing that again, Barry. They cited his past cooperation and family ties in Colorado as reasons for a reduction. No, you're just trying to get out of jail. Victim's brother objects. We just went over all that. And then the next court date, Morphew is scheduled to return to court on November 3rd for a status conference. So we'll see. But we're heading to trial, like we're heading that way. This is like the end of the road for this guy, right? 2020, we're in 2025. It's a good year to put Barry Morphew away for the rest of his life. It's me anyway. Really, Ladybug? What date was it? The date that he goes back to court? November 3rd? Oh. We'll just think. Maybe we'll get some good news. Let's see if there's any. What else do I have up here? Oh, I thought I thought I was on a different thing, but I didn't. Oh, that's what I wanted to go over with you guys. Okay. So tomorrow we'll be going over some Idaho 4 stuff. I wanted to go over his professor came out and said some stuff. It's been a little while since he came out and talked, but he also had like a friend that like a buddy that he knew. He came out and did a 7-minute interview with the New York Post too. So we'll go over that stuff. There's a lot of little other little cases I've been hearing about. I was going to put on my community tab. I didn't know if you guys would want to go over the OnlyFans murder, Courtney. I can't think of her last name. Clementine, something like that. I can't remember. Clemmy. You guys will know in the chat. You know who I'm talking about. That case started 3 years ago, 2 years ago, or 3, and they're just now going to trial. Which, I mean, it does take a little while before you go to a trial, but it just seemed like I don't know. It seemed like she was going to maybe get off on that, but they're going to trial now. So I just heard like little like things here and there. So I haven't really done a deep dive on that case. I only know what happened like that night and like a few things that happened prior to her like stabbing him or throwing the knife at him is what she alleges. So it's crazy. Oh yeah. Yeah, we were going to do that too. I just need to blow them up. I need to just download them so we can blow them up. You reminded me. I said I was going to do that the day that we looked at it, and that was forever ago. Man, Brian, are you watching? Are you watching my show? It's okay if you are. Yeah, no fluids, I don't think. Clenny, yeah. I could see here. See, I was like, Clementine. Thanks, Janet. Clementine. I knew that wasn't it, but I was like, I couldn't get it out. Clenny. Okay. There's some other cases that I saw, like just that are popping up that are like, what? We might have to do like a live over just like random cases in the news. Like, because some of the stuff's like, I don't know. It's just nuts to me. Let me see. I don't think there's anything else. Well, I mean, I don't know how like I just like did that like it was like this is breaking news, but this is breaking news. First time hearing it. That's my news network, you know. Brian Koberger's mother apparently sent him an article about the Idaho murders. Banfield just did a story on it. I went over to YouTube to see if there was anything on this case, and that was the first thing that popped up. Was that? So Barry, nothing. Yeah, they still didn't put like his stuff on here. That's so weird. Also, I could put this in the chat for you guys. If you want to watch, I think they have a few different 48 hours for this. But this one was 2 months ago. I think they have some from like years ago though too. But you can get started there and you can kind of go back if you want. But I just put it in the chat because I just saw it. And then that'll give you like more of the story. It'll get you like, you know, yeah, give me more of the story. No, I don't think there's anything else. Oh yeah, and then the girl that threw her baby away. Like, I don't know what's wrong with people. I just don't. What's that? Oh, okay, never mind. I thought that was for tonight. I'm getting like old stuff on here. I thought that was like newer. So okay. Well, thank you for being here. Hold on. Don't leave yet. Are we kidding, Kohlberger? Apparently, this Friday, maybe, there's going to be a new 2020 for Idaho. Let me see. I'll tell you guys so you guys will know. Okay. Yeah, I think so. Let's see what it says right here. Yeah, it says Friday, 9/8 Central. The University of Idaho murders. The stunning 2020 Idaho Justice premieres Friday, September 5th. After my live. No, it's on at 9/8 Central. Do you guys want to watch the preview? It'll probably be like, okay, yeah. I swear if they get me for this, I'll be so mad if I did this whole stream and I pull this up. Maybe I shouldn't show you. I'm not going to show you. I'm going to give you the link. Just because I could see that happening. That's happened to me before. Like they'll like, and then they'll take my whole stream down for like this 5-second little thing, but it looks like it's going to be good. I'll turn it on without the music. I want to play it.
Campus details are shocking. 4 murdered students, a panicked campus, and it's still grabbing headlines.
The all-new 2
Okay, all new 2 hour, it was going to say.
the national media attention.
There's Keena Wentworth, the lady we watched on the Killing podcast. That was his one lawyer.
You're like, nah, nothing's gonna happen.
Everything was so normal in that home on
I just don't want them to get me for this. Sorry. But looks like it's a pretty long ad.
Silence and disbelief.
I can't breathe. I can't think. I can't stop shaking.
And then what happened next?
I went into the house. It just didn't make any sense.
Friday night, hear from the friends, the family, the people who knew them best.
Okay. Well, we will make sure that we put that over to Patreon for the people that can't watch it. If it's on YouTube, I'll make sure to, it looks like it's going to be on Hulu, ABC and Hulu. I think I have Hulu.
Plus, stunning new details and the newly released body camera video from the first officers on this.
Well, you better not play that new video. But here's the
Personal
pictures.
photos.
So there's pictures I was looking at. I don't know if they're going to show them all right here, but yeah.
Taken by the killer himself
Yeah.
before that night and hours after. Go
Okay. Yeah. No. Let me show you the pictures. This is like someone just screenshot. This was body movements post, but yeah, those are the pictures. So he did have a shower curtain at one point. I don't know if that's his. I think that's his parents' house. I don't know if that's his. I don't know if that's his house or not. It is. It is because there's the shower bar. That looks right. So the shower curtain's there. Look, he has the little ear plugs in. Brian, you're freaking. You creep me out. It looks like it's going to be really good. Maybe I won't go live Friday night then. Maybe I'll go live after. Maybe I'll go. Well, no, so that'll be 11. I don't know. Maybe we'll do an earlier live. That's what we'll do. We'll do an earlier live on Friday because I like to hang out with you guys on Fridays. I love Fridays. That's like the best day because like everybody's getting off work, so everyone's in a good mood. I don't know if that's it. I cannot sit still in this chair tonight. It's like I need a new one. I think we just got this, but I don't just like when I sit up straight like that, like after a while. But it does have where you can go back. Oh, he locked it today. He used my chair and he locked my stuff. Like you can move it all the way back. It was 2020. It's going to be on Hulu though. It said ABC or Hulu, I believe. Let me see. It said ABC or Hulu. Yeah, looks like. So I'll just record it as I'm watching it or something. And that way, because I know that there's people that are like across the pond, they can't get 2020, even if it's on YouTube. Like y'all still can't get it. Or like Canada. That's what it was. Canada. I wasn't even across the pond. It was just up a little bit, up a couple states. And I was like, what? So I did put the other Idaho for, so we have on the, on our Patreon now, we have the Idaho 4 docuseries, the documentary that just came out recently, the 2020 or 48 hours, one of those two did a 2-hour episode. I put that on there yesterday. And there might be something else. There's a couple other little things on there. But I will be putting this on there. I'll put this on there for you guys. And there's some other stuff that I wanted to put on there for you guys. So I'll start making sure I write a list. It starts at 9, I think. Well, no, hold on. It said 9, 8 Central. So 9. Yeah. So it'll be 9 to 11 because it's 2 hours. So I'll probably come on that day around like 2:30, 2:15, 2:30, something like that. Yeah, this one's 2020. It's an all new Friday, 9 8 Central. You heard it here first. And you might have seen Brian Koberger's pictures here first. You never know. You never know. But that's what we do around here at the end of the live. We just do a little bit of everything. But thank you for being here. I'm going to jump off of here. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. It was a long one, but we got through most of it. Well, through all the the timelines anyway. So I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. Good night. Bye, guys.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out.